All right, guys. Welcome to episode 39 of the Sultan of Slow Drip. Sultan Slow Drip here, along with Victor, drinking
What's up,
some
guys?
sparkling water.
This is delicious.
Yeah, it's so good.
How did you
In-house-
make this? What is this?
I literally just put water in a tank and then added carbon dioxide to it.
Why is what's the flavor?
There's no flavoring.
It has a flavor.
It's water, man. What can I say? It's minerals. But yo, speaking of flavor, we're gonna do something that I've been wanting to do for a long time, which is a tier list. And
Okay.
this is a very specific tier list. This is a milk for coffee tier list. So ranking the different milk variations and how they perform in coffee and what I think about that.
Gotcha.
So we're going to get right into that, starting off with half and half. So Victor, on a scale, I had to explain to Victor what a tier list is. So basically you rank things on a scale of S being like that super tier, and then A, B, C, and then I just cut straight to trash. You know, some people go D, E, F, like all that stuff, whatever.
Okay.
But I just go anything below C is trash. S is basically like top tier.
Okay.
And then like if it's kind of middle tier, that would be like a B.
Okay.
Basically. So what are your thoughts on half and half?
B.
B tier?
It's a standard. It's the go-to for many coffee shops, and rarely does me wrong, if any. I've never been wronged by half and half.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Yeah, I think half and half is pretty like right in the middle. I have slight issues with it, which is it makes the coffee a little more acidic.
If I've never actually found out, but what is it half and half of?
Yo,
Is that a
that's a
is
good
that
question,
valid
bro.
question?
I
All
think
right.
half and half is like half heavy cream and half like regular
Okay.
milk.
If we were to guess,
That's my guess.
Yeah.
But I don't actually know what half and half is half and half
Sorry,
of.
guys. Yeah.
No, that's a perfect question though. That's awesome. Almond milk.
maybe a B. Because
Really?
I don't like the consistency of it.
I think almond is trash tier.
When it mixes with the coffee, it doesn't.
It's so bad. It's
Yeah.
like you get
They're
those little
they're not sediment, but
sediments.
like it gets
Congeals.
chunks. Yeah.
It like coagulates. It's like
Maybe a C.
I'm going to give almond milk as a whole trash tier.
Oh, as a whole.
As a whole.
Not with coffee. Not just with coffee.
With coffee. I mean like like
Oh.
almond milk, but there's a specific brand called New Barn.
Okay.
Their barista series, almond milk,
Yeah.
is probably like B tier. It's really good.
Okay.
But it's only good in like lattes. It's not good in like cold brew or hot coffee.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Does it congeals even more in cold?
It's the barista version, so it's like it doesn't congeal. It stays smooth, but the flavor just like is not really good in coffee, like the almond milk flavor.
That's so weird.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. But yeah, it doesn't work, and that's like the best one that I've had.
Yeah.
So, what about no milk? No milk at all.
So just straight black.
Yeah, just straight black.
Oh, I mean, for me, that's probably a B or an A.
For me personally, I'm
So
gonna
to have my coffee without cream.
yeah, just like straight black coffee.
You know, I know we're like 39 episodes in, Justin.
Yeah.
And I still use cream in my fucking coffee.
How dare you?
I know. It's the hazelnut cream too.
So for Victor, it'll be what?
For me, it'll be a B.
It'll be a B tier. Okay,
You know, now here's the thing: if it's like quality coffee,
Yeah.
I would do black.
gotcha.
But yeah, on my everyday, the beans that I use every day go between either Metric or Bridgeport
Yeah.
coffee, and that's good coffee too. But yeah, I still tiny splash of
Okay.
cream.
I'm gonna put that right in S tier. That for me that's art, that's culture, that's
Yeah,
everything
I believe it.
right in the world. I'm gonna put that right at the top of S for me personally. Victor says B
And
tier.
I'm sure the majority agrees with you.
Well, we'll see. I mean, you know, every tier list is personal, but we're just putting our particular spin out there. So, what about cashew milk?
I've never had it. Actually.
Never had it?
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you this much. I'm gonna put that right in trash
Does
tier.
that congeal as well?
It's weird. It just like it really thins out the coffee.
I've seen it been made, and it doesn't look.
Well, you know, the crazy thing about it is it has this really kind of luscious look. Like when you pour it, it's very like fatty looking and like
Yeah.
kind of creamy. You're like, oh my God, this is going to like cream up the, no, it just like makes it so thin and so like,
Interesting.
Yeah. It's a real disappointment because cashews are great.
Oh, and how many coffee shops carry cashew milk?
You know, back when it first started appearing a few years ago, I felt like places tried it, but it's expensive. And I feel like it's just so niche that honestly, all the places stopped carrying it. I haven't seen it in a cafe. I only see it in the grocery stores. I tried some and I was like, this is pretty bad. Like, it's It's like almond milk level bad.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, next one we're gonna do 2%. 2% milk.
I don't think I could tell the difference between 2% and half. Maybe a little lighter than half, but
Wait, 2% and half and half?
Yeah.
So regular milk is like 3.5 to 4%,
Okay.
like whole milk.
Yeah. Yeah.
And 2% is just 2%, and milk fat.
Right.
That's
okay.
milk fat. Yeah. So 2% is
So
like,
half and half is probably fatter then.
Oh yeah, half and half is probably gonna
That's
be
what I
like
mean, okay.
above like 10% or something crazy like milk fat.
I would put 2% at maybe a C.
Really? Why do you say C? That's so interesting.
It makes it light. It's lighter. I don't know. I think if I were to have some type of cream, I'd want it a little thicker than that.
I'm personally gonna put 2% right up in the S tier. Right,
2%?
all the way at the top.
At an S tier.
Yeah, right behind.
Now, are we talking about lattes or in
we're just
coffee?
talking about in coffee.
In coffee?
Yeah.
When they do lattes, what do they usually use?
So usually it's whole. I mean, they give you the option: it's whole, 2% or skim.
What's the go-to though?
The go-to for baristas?
Yeah.
If you say whatever milk's
whole?
fine, we're gonna give you 2%.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's the gold standard.
That's the gold standard.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, 2% like
I don't think I knew
steam's the
that.
best.
I didn't know that.
It's like the proper mix between.
See, I don't know what I'm talking about. So
Like-
maybe yeah.
I think at Starbucks their go-to the default milk is 2%, if I'm not mistaken. But when I was in the cafe like industry, like working as a barista, we would actually sometimes just make 2% if we didn't have it, just because it's that good.
From
Like we would just take skim and whole and mix it to make 2%.
Oh, okay.
Because 2% steams.
Is skim one?
Skim is zero. Skim is
Zero.
like
I
zero
don't
fat.
think I've ever tasted skim milk.
Yes, it's the thing. Like if someone says a skinny latte,
Yeah.
that's skim.
Interesting.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Or a non-fat latte.
Okay.
That's skim. Yeah,
Interesting.
but 2%, the pinnacle as far as I'm concerned.
Okay.
Like
Good
milk
to
and
know.
coffee.
I didn't know that.
It's it does everything just right. It's just enough fat that like it can take that harsh edge of the coffee off,
Okay.
but it's not like gonna water
Doesn't take
it
the
down.
flour,
It's not
the flavor out of the.
yeah,
okay.
it doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't really like interfere with the coffee as much as other milks do.
When I do make the time to sit down with a latte,
Yeah.
I try to just like make it the only thing I'm doing.
Yeah.
As you said in a previous episode.
Yeah. Especially when you're steaming the milk. That's real
Yeah.
important.
But
Alright.
but now I'll be like very like 2%. You know, like
Yeah.
I don't think I was that intentional before.
Try some 2% and see how it works out, man. It's I swear
I'm sure
by
they
it.
because I would just say whatever, but
Yeah.
they probably already did 2%. But like now I know. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chocolate milk.
What?
Chocolate milk.
In coffee?
Yeah, chocolate milk.
I've never heard of this.
You never heard of chocolate milk in coffee?
No.
You never tried it?
Never tried it. And it's like, how can I grade it then? I don't know.
Okay. What would be your perception? I don't know.
Okay.
Like, what would you like?
F? I don't know.
Trash it. I'm gonna say in lattes, it's like B tier,
Okay.
and everything else it's probably trash tier. So that'll put it in C tier.
Interesting.
Yeah. Making mochas with chocolate milk.
That's how they do it?
No,
Oh.
they use chocolate syrup.
Oh, okay.
But you can make a mocha just by steaming chocolate milk.
that would be nice.
Yeah, it's nice.
Seems
It's
a little harder.
It's a little lighter. Like
Lighter?
the
Okay.
chocolate flavor is not as like
Okay.
overpowering.
Okay.
But you find yourself like a really good chocolate milk. Like
Very
I'm using Oberweis as the logo, that the representative in these photos,
Yeah.
and you use something like that, it comes out actually really good.
Okay.
So, next one is coconut milk.
Oh, maybe because I like coconut.
Yeah.
Maybe a B.
B tier.
Yeah.
Me personally, I'm gonna put it down in C tier.
Okay.
And the reason I'm gonna do that is because I like coconut as well. But there was one issue. I don't know if you ever had a latte, an iced latte using coconut milk.
Maybe. I don't know. Does
You've
that
never-
congeal too?
Well, it's not that it congeals. Is there's a couple different issues with it. For one, you do get like a skim or like a fat floating because it like congeals, I guess, a little bit on top, like because it's so cold. But here's the thing that I noticed about when you make an iced latte specifically with coconut milk, it never tastes cold. It doesn't taste cold at all. Like you put as much ice as you want, and the drink just doesn't taste cold.
Wow.
Like on your tongue.
Even with the. Oh, that's so
It
weird.
doesn't taste cold. It's the
because the
weirdest thing.
coconut milk is cold temperature wise.
I think it's so fatty or such like an insulator that it just doesn't taste cold. It's weird.
That is weird.
Yeah, I've had so many ice drinks with coconut milk. They don't taste cold, and it just throws me off.
And I just started doing this of like pre-warming all my vessels, whether
Yeah.
it's the Chemex to the mug that I'm using. I, for the longest time, did not do that. And
Yeah.
I think, and yesterday we were at a steakhouse and they're like, plates are hot every time you go to a steakhouse.
Right,
Like, plates
right,
are
right,
hot.
yeah,
It's like you
plates are
don't
hot,
want
yeah.
the temperature to like just suck out of the meat.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
And I am embarrassed to say that I haven't been doing that with coffee or any
yeah.
hot drinks previously.
Yeah.
Now with that, does the water that and it hasn't really affected my taste, but does water that stick around affect the taste of coffee?
Like, what do you mean, like the residual
in,
water
in the Chemex or in the you just do a little.
Yeah, no, you're fine.
You're fine,
You're
right?
fine.
Okay,
you're
okay.
fine. It's not a big deal. It's like drops of water.
Okay,
Yeah,
all right.
no
Minuscule.
No one's tripping. Yeah. Whole milk.
Probably a B.
I'm gonna give it an A tier.
An A tier.
A tier.
What does it do to a latte as opposed to 2%?
Well, it's just like a little more diluting, I feel.
That's so
Like
opposite to what I'm thinking.
Yeah, it's just like you taste more of the milk flavor, less of the.
And that's lighter?
It dilutes the coffee flavor, and
That's
there's more
what you
milk
mean.
flavor. Yeah,
I feel like I associate dilution with lighter.
like thinness.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
no,
because it's more fatty, I'm like thinking it would be thicker.
yeah, no, it just like takes away from the coffee flavor
I
more
got
than
you, I got
2%
you.
does.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, which is it's kind of weird when you think about it, but yeah,
Okay. But
Um,
consistency, is it thicker?
consistency is a little thicker. Yeah,
That makes sense.
yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, it's like more mouthfeel, perhaps.
Less
But honestly,
coffee taste.
because if you're really skilled at steaming milk, you can get some really great mouthfeel out of. I guess I
Whole?
wouldn't call it mouthfeel; it'd be fattiness.
Out of whole?
Out of you can get great mouthfeel out of 2% because you can make really nice tight bubbles with it. 2% it steams like a dream. It just steams so well. Like
You gotta teach me how to steam one.
yeah,
That'd be fun.
yeah, that'd be like a real interesting.
Run Victor
Exercise.
through making espresso.
Yeah, the boot camp, the espresso boot camp. Banana milk.
Never had.
I'm gonna put
Didn't know
banana
that was
milk.
a thing.
Oh yeah, it's totally a thing. I'm gonna
the-
put
like-
banana milk at B tier.
Like the Bisquick, like the bottled like strawberry milk, chocolate milk.
Yep.
banana
That
milk.
they were also like the Korean they look like the little juice boxes that you stab.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. I remember. Okay.
That
okay.
actually is really good with coffee.
Banana milk.
It's not something I would drink every day,
Yeah.
but especially with like iced coffee, you can make like a really quick banana latte style by just doing some cold brew with that over ice and just like shake it up, and it's actually pretty fire. It's not my Bananas Foster's latte, but it's pretty good. I made some in Japan actually when I was
Nice.
back.
Good for them.
Yeah,
Good for
and
you.
my wife thought it was pretty good. So, next one is rice milk.
Have I had rice milk? I don't know if I've had rice milk. If I were to guess, probably A tier.
You think so?
I think so.
I have had it. It is absolute trash, ass tier. It's terrible.
Does it depend on the rice or just in general? It's just ass.
Well, I've never made it from like actual rice, like from the beginning. It's always been like packaged,
Interesting.
rice milk. But I've tried it a few different ones, and every single one just like it brings out that really accurate taste in the coffee,
That's gross.
like that burnt taste.
Yeah.
Like it really heightens that, and it's thin too. It's like thin and kind of burnt tasting. And if you use a light roasted coffee, it just takes the acidity to the max, and it's just disgusting.
Okay.
Yeah,
I wouldn't have expected that.
nope. Goat milk.
Never had. I don't think I've had goat milk.
Goat milk is straight up trash tier.
Interesting.
Goat milk is disgusting by itself and with coffee. It's really funky.
Well, is it usually unpasteurized?
No, it's pasteurized. I don't think you can serve unpasteurized dairy products,
Oh,
like liquid ones in America.
okay.
And
Do you have camel's milk on there?
I don't. No, I have no experience with camel's milk,
Yeah.
but yeah. What about heavy cream?
Probably an F.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. So heavy cream, like people.
I cook with it, but
Yeah. I mean, I'll cook like make brulees or something with it, but like people tell me like, oh yeah, I'll put like heavy cream in. I'm like, oh my god, why are you putting heavy cream in coffee? Like it really heavy cream makes the coffee so acidic, so acidic. It's so bad. It doesn't even taste like coffee. It just you've tasted like just heavy cream by itself, right?
I don't think I have.
Tried one day. It's like it's just very acidic. Like
Okay.
it's very surprising. And I think there's this concept that like more is better. So if I like make it fattier and more, it's like luscious with the heavy cream because it's so decadent. That'll make it like a dessert, you know. And it's like, no, it really doesn't. It's like even if you try to make ice cream out of heavy cream, just straight heavy cream, it's not gonna turn into ice cream.
Interesting.
Yeah, it'll just turn into like this weird snow-looking thing, like this fat globule of snow-looking, not deliciousness whatsoever. Yeah, it needs to be in the right ratio. So it's like, if you look, typically the first ingredient of ice cream is going to be milk, not heavy cream.
Yeah.
You add heavy cream to it, you know, or sometimes eggs and, you know, different things. But the heavy cream by itself, like, it has to be in such small amounts in order for the ice cream to actually taste good, because if it's predominant, it's going to be just terrible. And actually, I know that because I made the mistake of using an ice cream maker to try to like, oh yeah, I'm going to make super decadent ice cream using heavy cream. Yeah, it didn't even turn into real proper ice cream. So, and with coffee, it's just like so acidic and just so, you have to like sugar it up so badly in order to make it remotely palatable at that point.
Gotcha.
So, next one, breast milk.
I have no experience.
I have no experience with breast milk and coffee.
What the heck, Justin?
No, I'm just kidding. Or am I? No, right? Now this is kind of like a joke here. We're not really. I don't know.
Where's oat milk?
Oat milk is coming up soon.
Okay.
But we're gonna just put breast milk at the S tier.
Really?
Let me know. You know, question of the day: how's breast milk and coffee? I know there's some people who've accidentally like put breast milk into like their cereal because like their wife will store her breast milk in the fridge for the baby. Like when Victor, one day when you have kids, you're gonna see your wife's breast milk in the fridge, store it up, and you may accidentally drink it if she doesn't put it in the proper container. But I've heard stories about people doing that where they're like, I went to make a bowl of cereal, and I drank my wife's breast milk. And
Interesting.
So.
All right, I'll let you know if that happens.
Yeah, right. Macadamia milk.
Also congeals.
So not really. Not really. Macadamia milk, though, is very similar to cashew milk. Like you think, okay, it's this like really rich, kind of fatty nut, so it's going to make a nice, luscious milk. It's not good. I thought it was going to be great. I had great hopes. It is absolutely trash tier. So disappointing. So bad. Next up, oat milk. Victor's oat milk.
A B.
B tier? What do you think? Like, what makes it B for you?
I don't know. It was my go-to for non-dairy.
Yeah. Did you enjoy it?
Yeah. It does give it a richness, but it's like it's definitely like an oat milk richness, not from coffee, you know. But that being said, I don't know if this is kind of off topic, but like I just get the bubble guts, like just gas from Starbucks coffee.
Just like the coffee,
even if it's non-dairy.
We got to investigate this one.
Yeah.
I don't drink enough Starbucks to know.
No matter, it's even if it's regular coffee or a latte. And I've tried oat milk, like I've tried non-dairy options.
Yeah.
It's like it never agrees.
It's not just that it makes you poop; it just gives you like bubble gut. Like you're
just bubble guts. Yeah.
Wow. No, the times that I've had it, I've never experienced that, but there might be something to it. I don't know. It could be the roast
Which works
level.
in my favor because I work at a hospital that has a Starbucks and like I don't go. It's just like because it makes me uncomfortable every
save
time.
That money.
I'm like,
oat milk. This may be my most controversial take on this whole list. I'm putting oat milk in the S tier.
Oh, interesting.
Yes. I'm doing that for several reasons. For one, of the alternative milk options out there, I think it's probably the best in terms of like being the least offensive to coffee flavor.
Is it the most expensive alternative?
You know what? It may be that way because people are paying for it. You know, they're paying this inflated price because oats are not expensive as a material. Like oats are very cheap as a material, so I don't know why the hell people are paying like $5, $6 for oat milk.
Yeah,
like it should be like $2, $3. Like oats are very cheap.
Is there a brand that you like?
Oatly's good.
Oatly's good.
Oatly's good. Yeah, it's like that's the go-to, I would say.
They last much longer.
Yeah,
than regular milk.
It steams really well too. There's no grit or any sort of weirdness. It's good enough that I just drink it straight as a milk as well, and then it also hits like everybody's, you know, their dietary requirements, unless they're like, I I don't think I think it even, yeah. So
Celiacs or
I don't know about celiac specifically, but I believe it's gluten free.
so then celiac people would.
That should be fine,
Yeah.
right? It's vegan.
Mm-hmm.
It's what else?
It's nut free.
It's nut free, right? Yeah. So it hits like everyone's. I don't know if there are many people who have like allergies to oats.
That'd be rough.
Yeah. So it hits like everyone's like dietary kind of things. You can probably make it like kosher or halal as well. You know, like it's
Just bless
possible
it.
to make it that way.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's across the board. Like everybody can
That's
drink
cool.
it for the most part. So like for that reason, and it also tastes good. That's going to be an S tier for me.
Cool.
Yeah.
Wow.
And in fact,
Good to hear that.
I'll put it right above breast milk. Soy milk.
This was probably a lot of people's first go-to, right? Before oat
Yeah.
milk became popular.
Definitely was like the alternative, like
Soy.
the alt milk go-to.
Does this congeal?
No.
Not at all.
No.
I haven't had soy in a while, but maybe I don't know. B or A? B?
Yeah, I think that's about right. B or A. I will probably put it in B, but it'll be high B. So it'll be like the top of B. So we'll actually put half and half at the bottom of B, put soy milk at the top, and then we'll put the banana milk in the middle of them. One notable exception to this is the Whole Foods 365 brand soy milk. That is A tier. That's
Wow.
high A tier. It's real good.
Don't you love it when store brands are like decent?
Yeah, it's like $3 for a bottle of it, and it's so good. It's head and shoulders above like every soy milk that I've had.
And is there a reason to reach for soy over oat?
Not in my
or
opinion,
over
except for
2%?
price,
Okay.
because
It's cheaper than
it's cheaper.
oat. Okay.
Yeah, it's priced cheaper. I don't personally think it's cheaper to make, but I'm not like on a farm, costing out what it takes to make soy versus oats. But just my, intuition tells me that oats have to be cheaper than soy. But depends on where you are. I mean, we're in a soy growing region, so. But I think a big part of when people buy Oatly, what they're paying for is the brand, quite frankly. So. But it does taste better than other oat milks out there too. Like I've had some off-brand ones, and yeah, definitely Oatly's better. I don't know what they're doing differently, but. And then the last one is going to be skim milk, non-fat milk, skinny milk.
See?
I'm actually going to put it even lower than that. I'm going to put it in the trash tier. I'm going to put almond and cashew.
What's a skinny latte taste like? More coffee?
So basically, skim milk
More
just
espresso?
it makes the coffee just like completely fade. Like all the coffee flavor's gone. It's kind of thin tasting. It's weird because there's no fat in it, but I don't know what it is that just makes it like so thin. Because if you add like other milks that are fattier to the milk, it makes it taste thin. And then you add skim milk, and it also makes it taste thin. It just robs it of flavor completely. Like, skim is the worst option. All the great things about milk, like the vitamins, they're all gone because they're fat soluble. So it's like fat free. So basically, you're just getting sugar water because milk is actually a pretty high sugar drink. And if you take out the fat, you're removing all the place where the vitamins that are important for milk. That's where they are. So I don't know how the hell people got convinced that non-fat milk was ever good for them. It's like a carryover from the 90s, that whole like non-fat, low-fat craze.
I got you.
It turned out to be like total fugazi. And, in the case of pretty much all the products, what you end up replacing that fat with is sugar. And in the case of non-fat milk, it's just, okay, all the fat's gone. So the stuff that would help you with the slower absorption of the sugar is gone now. So it's basically like, it's like orange juice instead of eating an orange. It's just like, it's not a complete food anymore. So I think, yeah, it's absolute trash. And it doesn't taste great. Like it's just, and it doesn't steam great either. Like it steams like almond milk when you make a latte with, so there's a really interesting culture behind like baristas involving skim milk. there are certain between skim milk and decaf. Like there are interesting things that baristas do regarding skim milk and decaf. So for one, if someone comes and orders a skim latte or a cappuccino, especially, a lot of baristas who are really passionate about coffee will put a little bit of whole milk in it. They'll give a majority skim and they'll put just a splash of whole milk in there just so it steams well. Because skim steams like garbage. It's so cakey, so dry. It's like that really foamy, thick crust that you see on those cappuccinos. That's skim. It's terrible. So I can personally incriminate myself and say I did that a lot. Like when someone got a skim latte, I'm like, hey, you're going to get like a splash of whole milk in this just so I can not feel like shit steaming it, because it's going to look like shit if I don't. And then another thing people do, which is a separate point, is really like bad, like rude customers. They would receive like decaf so much. Like they'd order a coffee, and if they were like consistently mean to the baristas, there's like a culture where baristas give them decaf.
Wow.
Yeah.
Can they tell the difference?
No.
That's wild.
I mean, I can tell the difference. Decaf definitely tastes different, but that's something, it's called decaffing someone. You just give them decaf because they're a jerk. Not that I condone that, but that's something that happens. Baristas.
Thanks for sharing.
Yeah, baristas talk about it. So be nice to your barista unless you want to get decafed.
Yeah.
You're wondering why you're not waking up. If you're a jerk, maybe you're getting decafed. You might even be getting skimmed. If they don't like you, they might give you skim milk just to make the drink taste worse. But it's sad that people do it, but that's just the world we live in. So what did you think of this first tier list?
I think it's great. I think it brings visual into how we are ranking things versus just a number or a percentage. And I hope to build on this. And so your idea is having several, a tier list for each topic.
I mean, I might do a tier list on like different brewing methods or different like espresso,
it's
cold brew,
unlimited now.
It's just like,
I mean, going back to the last episode, now we can kind of visualize like which cold brew, where that falls, right?
Yeah, we could potentially do that, or like just even a scoreboard that just gets updated over time. That could be a good way, and you just like put them like somewhere. So it's but I like the idea of tier lists. They're very helpful for visualizing. Even I play a card game, and people like make card game tier lists where they're like, this card is this level, this hero is this level. So it's like, it's just a really fun thing to do. And I just started fantasy football this year, and it's I mean, that's probably a draft tier list.
Yep. I mean, and every week you have a list of who you should start and who you should bench and things like that, and then like how your two teams compared, and so I mean, I think it's fun. I think it's it kind of manages expectations in a way.
Yeah, a little bit.
And then if those expectations are exceeded, then it's delightful.
Nice. Well, that's it for this episode. Thank you for chiming in, and let me know what you think of this tier list. What changes would you make, and what kind of tier list would you like to see in the future? Hey, peace, guys.
Later, guys.